All right. Good afternoon, trainees.
Yes, afternoon, sir.
How are you doing this afternoon?
Fine, thanks. How are you, sir?
I am doing great. Right. Uh, who remembers what I said in the previous lesson we are going to be doing today? Yes, Andreas.
So you said we would be discussing about brazing.
Yes, that is correct. We are going to be looking at brazing. It's a practical lesson, just like we had a practical one the previous lesson. So with that, let me give you the objective. Please write down the objective in your notebooks. All right. Now, by the end of this lesson, trainees, you should be able to braze copper tubing using the oxy-acetylene set. You should be able to braze copper tubing using the oxy-acetylene set. Now, I have a question. Has anyone brazed before? Does anyone have any brazing experience? None of you have brazing experience. All right. Now, I also said in the previous lesson that there is a difference. I said in that lesson that there is a difference between soldering and brazing, although they are related. What was the difference? Who can remember? Katrina?
The difference is temperature.
Yes, the difference was that of temperature. All right. So today, trainees, just like Katrina said, we are going to look at brazing. And brazing differs from soldering because it requires high temperature. All right. Now, why do you think this lesson is beneficial for you? Anyone? Yes, Thomas?
It will help us to join our stronger bonds.
Yes, thank you very much. Brazing will help us to have stronger bonds or joints compared to soldering. So this is very much crucial because the pressure sometimes is high and you need a stronger bond or joint. Right. So now let us go into our lesson. What I'm going to do is, before we actually go in, because I want to demonstrate for you practically how to braze. But before we do that, I want you to open your books, your trade theory books on page 129. Page 129. And I want you to actually highlight for me. Then you can write down this in your notebooks later because of time. For now, just highlight those procedures for me. Number 1, degrease parts and clean the joints thoroughly. Number 2, feed the joints closely and support all parts. Number 3, apply the clean flux recommended for the brazing alloy. Number 4, heat evenly to recommended temperature, whereby you have to keep moving in a figure 8 motion. Number 5, apply brazing alloy to the heated parts. And then you cool the joint. And lastly, you clean the joint thoroughly, of course using a clean cloth, or if you have a brush that is appropriate, you can also do that. All right, now you have the procedures. Now what I want you to do is I want you to take just 1 minute to think carefully about these procedures. Just think them through, because later I'm going to ask you to do it. So I'm going to give you that 1 minute. Just go through the procedures quickly. All right, so I think that was enough time to just think it through. All right, now what I'm going to do, I'm now going to show you how to braze. I'm going to show you practically following these procedures. All right, now let's get right into it. Now, first of all, you degrease the parts and then you clean them thoroughly. So sometimes this part that you want to actually fit in here is having a bit of grease. So you use a clean cloth, and then also here on the inside, you just clean it. Okay, now step number 2 says feed the joints closely and support all the parts. So now this is the part that I cleaned, so I put it in here. Then I support using the vise, right? I put it on the vise, I support it like that. So then number 3 says that apply the clean flux. Recommended, so you take the flux, then you apply it. Right, so make sure that as you apply, there's also something there, so but not too much. Okay, now this next step, it says that we must heat evenly to recommended temperature. So then we take our torch. So we already know by now how to operate because we did it in soldering. So we open our cylinders. Yes, open our cylinders. And then we open acetylene first, which is the red one. Then you feel that it's too much, you reduce a bit. Too much again. So that should be fine. All right. Now, then I open my oxygen. So remember that the difference in temperature here, we need more heat. So you can hear there's a sound, which means that it's a stronger joint. All right, so then after that is now to apply, but then we have to heat the joint. Then by hitting the joint, you have to move in an 8-figure motion. So if you look at my movement, it looks like I am making an 8. You can ask me a question at any time if you have a question.
So why do we have to keep moving the touch in the figure 8 motion?
All right, good question, Chalandra. We have to keep moving in an 8-figure motion to avoid overheating, because if you overheat, you can actually end up making a hole. Okay? So that's why we move in a figure 8 motion. So you turn around. Right, again. So, like I said last time, you will know that it's ready to apply when it's red. Right. You turn around to make sure that the whole pipe is. Alright. Then you switch off. Then the next step says that we should be able to pull off the joints. And then this is what I'm doing. This is very much crucial, because if you don't pull off the joint, you can by accident touch this hot area, and then you are going to hurt yourself. You will leave yourself a scar that might never go off. Right, now it's cool. Now I just have to also cool this part that was under here. Okay, it's not nicely cool. All right. So now, can you see, trainees, that it's never gonna leak there? It's sealed up. Do you see that?
Yes, sir.
So it's also clean, but if it's not clean, you can use this, then you clean it, or you can use a brush if you have an appropriate one. All right, so now I have showed you. Now what we are going to do is now we are going to do it together. Okay? We are going to do it together, but I want you to lead me so that I can also see whether you are getting something. So let's do it together now. Any questions so far? No questions. Okay, let's do it together now. So there are some of you that also have pipes. Let's do it together. But you lead me. So tell me the procedures. What should we do first? Okay, grease. Okay. Okay. Then after that, okay, we join and then we support. We join and then we support. I don't know if we are having enough voices. Then we support. Okay, you can put yours. Support it there. Okay. Then after that, we apply the flux. Okay. After the applying of flux, what's next? Heat evenly. So let's get the torch lighted up, right? Right, let's go. Right, let's go. Okay, I don't think it's open there. Okay, just leave it. Close it. Okay, leave it there. Okay, is this your assembly? Okay. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Time is going. together, guys, if you are done. Guys, each one is only having 1 minute 30 seconds. Okay, I can provide guidance because we are still doing it together. I can provide guidance because we are still doing it together. Okay. Please, discipline. Okay. Please, just open the oxygen cylinder a bit. Not too much, just a bit. You open. Right. Wait for it to get hot, Andreas. Once it starts becoming red, also when it's becoming too red, you can move a bit backwards. No, if you remain there, you will remove it off. You turn around, Shaganga. Okay, turn around. Okay, that should be fine. All right. Now you can switch off your water pad, your oxy-acetylene set. You pull off the legs. So now we were doing it together, right? Now I am now going to. So let's see what we have done together now. Okay, you can see now. This was not really good because you can see this ear lip there. So now I'm gonna pay you now so that you can do it in a group and see. So as you do it, we discuss. And then later I'm gonna ask you to share with us your conclusions as you work in your groups. All right. Now do it for me, guys. You have 2 minutes. So 4. I'm pairing you in 4. The 4 of you and the 4 of you. Quickly, we've got 2 minutes. Give it your best shot.
It's getting red.
Okay, you don't have to switch off. Give it to the next guys. Let's see. What kind of benefit? It's not how you think of hurry up, guys, your time is running out. Then I show you how you make those. Okay, time's up, time's up. Time's up. All right, guys. Come on. The level 2, the level 1, they are making better looks. This is how we make it. All right. Come on. Now, time for feedback. Now, you are going to give me feedback. So let's now share with us. Somebody to share from the group. Who will share? What was your experience? What were the challenges? Quickly.
The challenge for us was for the figure 8.
Figure 8.
Yes, and also the applying when we are applying, we were also hitting at some of the parts where we were supposed to be moving up.
Right? Yes, from this group?
The challenge was the figure 8. We heated, our flame was too close to the pipes. When it turned red, it just kept the flame on the pipe. And then
So I love the conclusions, because if I have to give you feedback, I would say the same. So exactly what you said. But the good news is that this is not going to leak. It's still okay. It's not going to leak. But you could have done it much better. So similar to this one, it's not going to leak. But I can see somewhere there was a bit of an overheating. Right. So now we are coming to the end of the lesson. Now we are going to conclude the lesson. I want you now to tell me all the procedures that you remember from your head. Yes, anyone? Yes, Matthias?
First, you have to clean cloth.
Yes, Joanita?
Apply brazing early on the heated part.
Okay, next one.
you hit the joint.
Yes, you need a joint, yes.
Make sure when you are hitting, you hit it in a figure 8 motion.
Figure 8 motion. Yes, Katrina?
Pull the joint with the
Pull the joint with the yours. Thank you very much. You guys, I can clearly see that we have achieved the objective because we remember the procedures very well. All right, now, trainees, for your summary, I want you to, not for your summary, but for your homework, I want you to go on page, I want you to go on page 146. And then there's a self-test there. I want you to actually do for me number 2, number 4, and number 6. Number 2, number 4, and number 6 on page 146. Right. Any questions? No questions. Thank you very much. In the absence of questions and contributions, I want to say that the class was very much a success. And the next topic is going to look at, we are going to start actually chapter 5. It's not so much related to this question, new chapter. We are going to look at the marking out and measuring instruments. Right, so please also come prepared for that one. Thank you very much. Class is adjourned.